What if the mood that flips January just got set in motion and almost nobody outside Allen Park has put the pieces together yet? What if the one thing this defense has been missing an ice-cold closer for money down suddenly became available with the right structure, the right role, and the right timing to hurt the teams that thought Detroit would wait? If you think that's dramatic, good, because the next few minutes might change how you look at 3rd and 8 and forward. Feel for the rest of the season. Here's the promise. I'm going to show you why Detroit's front office circled a very specific profile, how that profile fixes the exact problem that pops on film when protections slide to 97, what the usage would look like when the game gets tight, how the contract could be built to protect the cap while rewarding production, and which dominoes fall across the defensive line room when you add a true closer. No shortcuts, no fluff it, roll money. And what it means when the calendar turns cold. Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report. Smash subscribe, ring the bell, drop a like so more Detroit diehards get this breakdown while it's still hot. If you love honest football talk that treats you like part of the meeting, you're in the right place. Let's set the field. Detroit doesn't have a superstar problem. Detroit has a leverage problem. Offenses have been living with a simple math trick. Aim the slide at Hutchinson, chip him on known pass, and dare the opposite edge to win a true one-on-one fast enough to matter. When that win is a half step late, you see it ripple coverage asked to hold longer. Blitzes become tells, and coordinators across from Aaron Glenn get to call deep comebacks on time. It's not about effort. It's about physics. The plan, for months, was a rotation that kept money down juice fresh, a power body who can compress the pocket, a slasher who can widen the tackle and stress the corner, Hutchinson dictating angles, Alan McNeil making the depth of the pocket shallow. It works when every piece does its job. But reality doesn't owe you a clean injury report or a perfect timeline. Detroit has spiked nights dominant ones that showed the ceiling. The tape still whispers the same assignment. Layer threats so one man isn't asked to beat geometry. Scheme-wise, the fix is elegant. You don't overhaul the defense. You sharpen it. More simulated pressure looks at bluff 5, drop 2, and still win with 4 if that 4 has a first step that steals a tackle's feet and a counter that punishes oversets. Think wide 9 to the field, Hutch to the boundary, McNeil shaded strong. Force the back to scan, not release. Make the quarterback's feet chop a beat earlier. That beat is where PBUs become tips and tips become takeaways. Culture-wise, this locker room is allergic to coasting. If you don't hunt on every rep, you don't last. So the profile has to match the room. Veteran hunger, pitch count honesty, no illusions about 60 snaps, just a mission on money downs. You pay for hurries, hits, and finishes, not for a nameplate. Incentives over headlines. Earn the big checks in January. Calendar dash-wise. Urgency is a feature, not a flaw. The league is deep into tendencies now. Coordinators know who you are on tape. Add a new variable today, and you change Wednesday's past pro periods across the division. The earlier you integrate terminology and tells, the better your December becomes. This is how contenders think. Fix the thing that shows up against good teams, not the thing you can bully in September. And the room? Nobody loses food off their plate. The rotation gets smarter. Al-Quaid and Muhammad's surge gets respected. Power packages stay intact. And the newcomer gets the surgical job description. 3rd and obvious 2-minute drills. End of half possessions where a single knockback rep flips field position. You don't ask him the 2-gap toss from heavy personnel. You ask him the bend and finish when the building vibrates. All right, you've waited long enough. The name on the whiteboard is Carl Lawson, and Detroit is moving on exactly the kind of role-specific, incentive-smart addition that turns stress into sacks when it matters most. The buzz says done. The sober truth is we're talking a move the building is prepared to make and is working to finalize, with the understanding that nothing is official until pen meets paper. But the fit? It's clean. Why Lawson? Start with the first step. He still wins the get-off race. Tackles who overset against that burst get hit with a heavy inside counter. Tackles who short set get speed to power in their chest that walks the pocket back into the quarterback's launch point. Opposite Hutchinson, that's poison. Slide to 97, and Lawson gets the runway. Slide to Lawson, and Hutch gets the inside spin with the guard's eyes late. Leave them both on islands, and the quarterback's clock shrinks by a half second. You can't manufacture a scheme. Usage is everything. Nobody's pretending he's the every down Iron Man. You design a ramp, 15 to 20 snaps the first plan, mostly in passing situations. Climb toward 25 to 30 in games where protections tilt and your simulated pressures are landing. Pair him with TE gains and interior slants. Run a NASCAR front when you want Hutch inside for the mismatch, and make the back choose the lesser evil. That choice slows routes and speeds up throws defensive gold. Contract sanity matters. You build a one-year incentive-loaded structure tied to production hurries. Hits, sacks, and team wins, not vanity snap counts. Low base, reachable escalators, playoff bonuses that pay if the addition actually contributes to January football. That's how a smart front office protects the cap while rewarding the outcome it wants. There's risk. Pitch count, soft tissue flags, run-fit responsibility on early downs. These are real. You mitigate with honest roles, rotation discipline, and a practice plan that treats December legs like currency. The upside is tangible. Hutch's double-team rate falls. McNeil's interior wins compound. Blitz need drops. And your corners stop living on islands on the backside of late throws. Zoom out. When Davenport returns to full tempo, you're in the sweet spot. A money-down trio you can mix by matchup. Hutch, Davenport, Lawson with McNeil, or slide Hutch. Inside on passing downs and stress protections that now have no clean answers. Coordinators start building plans around your rush, not their root concepts. That's when you know you changed the conversation. Detroit, I want your voice on this before we roll the credits. Would you lock in Lawson on a one-year incentive deal right now? How would you structure it per game active bonuses, playoff escalators, sack tiers? What do your 3rd and 8 packages look like with Hutch to the boundary, Lawson wide to the field, McNeil hammering the A-gap, and a mug look that drops out at the snap? Tell me below. This channel isn't just sign him noise. We build the plan together. Here's my take, and I own it. I do it. I bring Carl Lawson in on an incentive-smart contract, ramp him responsibly, and weaponize him as a closer across from Hutchinson. It's a targeted, grown-up move that fits the identity this team has built. And yes, until the ink dries, it remains speculation-confident, football-driven, cap-sane speculation. But if you want January to feel different in Detroit, this is exactly the kind of lever you pull.